Hi, this is a Technology RideCast. I'm Marc Farley, and our special guests this afternoon are Laz Vekiarides and Marc Keating, back in the shadows. Yeah, both guys from ClearSky Data, and here at VMworld 2016.
Yes.
Yeah. So, how's the show going for you?
Pretty good. I had something to do every day with respect to either a talk or a presentation. A lot of customers, a lot of as usual, networking going on.
It's the group, the gang. Yeah, so what was topics of your discussions or your talks here?
We were mentioned in a VMworld deep dive on Monday. I'm in a VMworld's panel discussion this afternoon.
We should talk a little bit about your technology at ClearSky Data.
Sure.
I think about it as a hybrid cloud storage that actually works.
Yes.
So how did you do that? What's the secret sauce?
So we deploy in metro areas like Akamai does. We have points of presence, and we have caching infrastructure in all the metros where we sell. And it's not just the edge appliance that the customer gets, but we plug them into a private network, not the internet. Connections are very, very low latency. So inside of a metro, we're under a millisecond. In latency, so yeah, you get flash level performance even if you miss on the edge.
The brute force network wins.
Yes, well, it's one of the surprising things about starting the company is when Ellen and I started doing the research, we found that there's this other commodity which is network connectivity that's gone down in price considerably, and private connectivity is much cheaper than the internet connectivity that you and I use at home.
Really?
Yes, on a per unit of bandwidth basis, it's much cheaper. It's on demand. It's pay as you go, so you don't have to buy huge chunks of storage that you're going to use in a year or 2 years or 3 years. It's true on demand, and that is very appealing to people.
Amazon still only has so much storage.
Well, frankly, they have never run out, and so we're relying on that. Mark, if they run out, the world is in deep trouble. I just want you to know that. So yeah. as a foundational premise, we said Amazon will not run out of space. We okay with that, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay. So good. So in terms of the hot, edge tier, you can put more SSDs on that appliance, and you can actually have up to 4 appliances, which would constitute well over 100 terabytes of hot data. The back end obviously is backed by the cloud, so we don't have the constraints of a regular array. If we run out of space, we put stuff in the cloud and we can get it back whenever we need to across our network.
The other thing is you're only paying for what you use, right? So think about adding stuff on that you might need for temporary processing, and then like running a payroll, for example, and then deleting it when you're done with it, and you don't pay again, right? So think about that kind of like, or a semester in a school, Mark, like we have educational universities where enrollment happens and it's busy for a month or two.
Yeah.
So you need more storage, and at the end of that period, you delete it, and you don't pay for it again.
Oh yeah, it's great to be able to subtract it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yes.
Subtract those. So are you guys keeping a lot of metadata?
Yes, actually, we are in the business of managing metadata, and that's really how we get the performance that we're getting. It's all about not just managing the metadata, making sure it's in the right place so that we can speed things up. So we can manage petabytes of actual customer data with a relatively small amount of metadata, a few terabytes, and so we can keep that in locations where it's really near to the user. So whenever the lookups happen, you get extremely low latency, and there are a ton of use cases. Doesn't take a lot of imagination to poke around and
It might not take much imagination, but I'm going to ask you anyway. So are customers asking for cross-cloud or multi-cloud?
So when we started the company, we didn't think anyone would ask for that, but we kind of would throw it out, and everyone shrugged. But I think as enterprises are actually adopting the cloud, they're realizing that it is a lock-in point. You can't have just one cloud.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a specific example, Mark. Johnson & Johnson was on stage this year at the keynote address at VMworld, right? Mm-hmm. They stood up there, and this is the 4th customer that the VMware people had brought on stage. They said, tell me what your strategy is. And all 4 customers, Johnson & Johnson was just the last one, said we're a multi-cloud strategy, and we have on-premise and off-premise, and need to be able to choose where to run those workloads. That was the big theme of the keynote address. And so to answer your question, we're seeing it a lot now, and that's really where VMware is embracing it. We've been talking about it for years. It's a very powerful message. We've got a really, really cool story to enable customers to do that.
So, do you provide cloning services, data cloning services for data that it can be moved to a cloud service provider and then, used for other secondary purposes?
Actually, the best thing about our technology, Mark, is when you put data into the ClearSky network, you can access it from any kind of compute, anywhere you want to, and here's the key phrase, Mark, without having to clone or replicate it. That's one of the big things that makes us different. So with everybody else, I got to copy that data, I got to get the bandwidth, I have to pay for replication, all of those things, and then I got to buy another copy of the storage, at least one, if not multiples. With ClearSky, you just access it from somewhere else. I don't even have to plan it ahead of time. I just say I want to move it over there. Great, it shows up over there.
That is really powerful. Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, it is. It's very unique functionality. I don't think anyone else has that.
Well, it's been great having you guys in the car today.
Oh no, it was great. We got to see parts of Vegas that I had never seen from inside of an Infiniti before. This is great, man.
It's great. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
Yeah.